I'm going to use some of my handspun for this. So we're practicing mindfulness of an object, which is a very classic mindfulness practice, and we're going to practice it with a skein of yarn for our practice of it. So all you need is your skein, and it can be also your project you're working on right now. You can just pause the knitting of it or the crocheting of it or whatever you're doing with it, and we're just going to practice holding it and being mindful with it. It could be a ball of yarn, just yarn in whatever form. It can be a finished object that you're wearing. So I'll give you a second to gather it. You can also pause the video and do it. Okay, you have your object. So we're going to start by first not holding it, first just having it in front of you and gazing upon it. So using your sense of sight, looking at it, looking how the light reflects off of it or creates shadows, and trying as best as you can, observing it as if you are seeing it for the very first time, as if you've never seen this object or any object like it before, using a beginner's mind and your beginner's eyes. So gazing upon it, looking at the colors, looking at the textures that you can see. Are there fuzzy bits? Are there shiny bits? Are there places that look soft? Places that look rustic? Seeing how the colors blend together and how they are distinct and separate. And then noting to yourself, noticing anything else that you see just looking at it. And whenever you feel ready to, then picking it up with your hands and first noticing what it feels like to pick it up. How much does it weigh? What is the heft of it? What does it feel like to have the weight in your hands? What does the texture feel like just sitting on your skin? Just resting against the skin, still. Feeling the light pressure of your hands against the yarn. Versus your hands moving across it. Maybe you stroke it and notice what it feels like as you pet it or stroke it. Maybe using the palm of the hand and then trying with the back of the hand. The back of the fingers, maybe the forearm, and noticing what it feels like and different types of skin. Maybe your face if you like. And then switching to your sense of sight again, moving the yarn around and noticing what it looks like when the light hits it at different angles. Maybe you notice the twist of the yarn. Maybe you notice the angle of the plies of the twists. Noticing areas that become shadowed and then illuminated. Maybe noticing its drape. Is it a very drapey yarn? Is it a very fluffy yarn? Is it very structured? How does it move? How does it want to move? And then a little tactile again with the hands. Going to be giving it a few squishes. Noticing the squish of the yarn. as you squish your yarn, tapping into your sense of hearing, what does your yarn sound like? Really listening to your yarn, letting your yarn speak to you. It would be fun another time perhaps to have more than one skein and try squishing them one and then the other and see if they sound different. Then lastly, tapping into your sense of smell. So drawing your awareness to your olfactory senses. So sniffing your yarn like we often love to do. Does it smell like sheep? Does it smell like your lotion? Maybe it smells like wool wash. Maybe it smells like lavender, if you have lavender protecting your yarn. Does it smell like memories? And if you'd like to try it, I would invite you to do a very long, slow, deep inhale and exhale. And if you'd like, you can do that with your skein of yarn. It smells like a very clean sheep. And then anything else that you would like to notice or that calls your attention about your yarn. And then noticing any kind of feeling that comes up. For example, for me, I just have a deep sense of awe and gratitude that comes up as I feel like I have experienced this particular skein in a new way. So that'll be our practice for today. So kind of bringing yourself back to your normal sort of awareness. If you need to wiggle your fingers or toes or take an extra deep, long breath or kind of shift around or stretch a little bit, just to kind of get back settled into your normal sort of state of awareness. Maybe look around the room if you would like. Thank you for practicing that with me.